Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry if in the video I cut or sniffle, just a bit sick. Also sorry for the background noise. I don't know why our neighbors are so loud. Okay. So today we will be doing What If Deku Was a Xenomorph King Remastered. So just as some backstory, Deku will be born. Will not be made by the predators. As I said last time, I checked out my first video, but he will be born in a what do you call it, in a hive. And yeah, so yeah, he'll be just a normal drone, just a normal, what do you call it, I don't know, xenomorph. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we start off our story with Deku coming out, coming out of his egg and face hugging someone. As some predators come in and destroy the hive, he only hatches the chest burster. So they decide to take them and they take a couple of them, including Deku, saving him from what could have been a very bad fate. So as Deku goes into a droid, a drone, we need some backstory on what a male drone is. So usually in the franchise, they are what fertilize the queen. But in this one, let us just say that that in this one there aren't male drones, because when a queen, let's say when a queen xenomorph is born, more so hatched, they have everything they need to make eggs for the rest of their life, and then die. So yeah, so Deku is born as a male, which don't really exist, which don't actually exist. So when he grows up or comes out of his little cocoon thing, yeah, they don't know that not all of them are the same. Even as a chess burster, he was attacking the others and overpowering them very easily, whipping them against the wall. Most of the cracks in his room, yes, because they were separated after too much. Most of the cracks in his room were of him slamming other chess bursters into the wall. And his aggression did lower after he turned into a drone, where he had more of a mind instead of just being scared. So he stopped attacking, but the others having resentment towards him, they never stopped attacking him. So in this one, predators don't only hunt xenomorphs as seen in certain movies. They will capture some and put them against each other for money. So Deku is pitted against the others in the training corps. Seeing that he doesn't cooperate with them, they best check if he's any strong. When he fights 4, it's a fight of 1 to 4. The battle starts off with them running towards each other. Deku jumps, clings onto the wall, and then slices one of the one of the one of the tails off, and then proceeds to hold them and 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 spray acid, kind of like they hold them by where the tail was cut off, and use it like a and use them like a hose spraying acid towards the others. This doesn't do much damage, but it does confuse them. And then he goes in and slices one of their heads, leaving leaving a leaving a mark that will be there for the rest of their life. He then proceeds to throw one of them towards the other, head first into the tail, killing that one. Before any more carnage can happen, they electrocute him and he falls to the ground. All of them actually. They are then taken in to make sure that they don't die, as this isn't just as hunting doesn't as hunting is more for glory rather than for money in the Federated Society. They do actually get paid quite a bit depending on the strength of the xenomorph that they kill. But now most predators will either make technology hunt, or they'll capture these xenomorphs and use them and put them against each other in the xenomorph games. Deku goes up to be a to Deku eventually grows up to be a soldier, along with the rest of the females. After the first two died, there are now only 5 other xenomorphs left. What's yes? After they were taken, I think this should work. They were each given a number, and I will let you guys decide what number Deku is given. So we will refer to them by their number now. So so 7 is the one whose head got scratched. Uh, 6 is the one whose tail got cut off. Then there's 20 and 1. So wait, that's 4. 20. Okay, so it's let me just okay, yeah. So the numbers for the females are 1, 6, 9, 14, and 20. Those are all their numbers. Uh, 6 is the one who has the scratch on the head. 9 is the one without the tail, and then the other 3 are the ones that weren't pitted against Deku. So 6 and 9 are the most important ones currently. You guys will give Deku a number so it will be easier for me to relate him to something, because they won't call him Deku, they'll refer to him as his number. Understand? But for now, I'll just call him 0. Does that sound good? I hope it does. Okay, as they were all marked with this number that grew onto them. You know, in one of the xenomorph games where you play as the xenomorph and then you get branded by like a cast iron with a number. Yeah, that they do that same thing. Okay. So now they are ready to fight. Deku knows if they do not win, they will most likely be killed. So, so he forcefully puts himself in command of the xenomorphs, just to them, not like above the predators, because he knows that they will kill him. He he then he then he then plans an attack on the others. He knows that even though that they're outmatched, he knows that they are only drones. So it is 6 against 14. As all of them charge in a unique pattern, intersecting each other in a flower-shaped twirl, they eventually meet the drones, and all of them jump and slam against the ground simultaneously, creating a shockwave that sends the drones flying, most of them at least. They then all sequenced spin around and slice with the tails, clearing one side of the other. 2 drones are dead, 3, 4, and in the blink of the eye, 7 are gone. Half of them are gone, and the rest of them were the ones who got flung. 2 of them go for one and slice at her arms, and they cut off one of her. They cut on her leg, leaving it limp. But they are quickly killed. But 4 of them are quickly killed as one's tail goes through their heads. Yeah. So there are 3 left. Deku roars as he holds 2 of their heads and smashes them together with no effort, absolutely destroying them. Here, he looks at the last throne, walks up to it, and grabs the drone by its head and raises it up to the Colosseum as a sign of power. He then screeches, implying a sense of power and status. He looks at the other soldiers to debate whether they should kill the drone. One of them goes up to him and grabs the drone and puts it on her back. Signa holds the drone as they never mind. Wait, they hold. One of them signaling that they keep it. They keep the drone. They hold the drone and walk back to where they were stationed, saying that they own the xenomorph now. Their fleet, their ship is now highly popular in the xenomorph fighting industry. People applaud them for whenever they see them, only because of how amazing that they are. They wonder how they trained the xenomorphs to fight so good in unison. No one knows why, but that what they don't know is that Deku, or I refer to him as Zero, because that is his new name. Zero is always planning on what to do. 6 and 9 are always on board. But now that they have the new recruit, 8, the drone, basically the youngest of them all. They kind of see 8 not more as a soldier or comrade, as a child, because simply that he is like she is a runt, a small xenomorph, meaning even if she were to become a soldier, she'd look like a small soldier, because a small she's simply a small. It's it's actually pretty funny. It's like a miniature xenomorph. Okay. And since the ship got so much money from that beautiful from that battle, not only did they win, the crowd was so happy that they gladly gave extra money for them for their beautiful finale. They that don't make sense. They then um, they then upgrade the ship to have a full-on enclosure in it with glass walls. They all share a giant enclosure. Since in the fight, uh, Zero did not attack the others, or did not attack the others, signifying that he could be near them. Even and I think I said 6 and 9 hate Zero, right? Well, that is so true, but they have come to respect Zero so much that they instead of hate, they feel a sort of respect towards him. We cut as most of them are as 0, 6, 9, and 1 are all Praetorians. 20 was was wait wasn't it? Yeah, 20. I I forgot to say that 20 got ganged up and was pretty badly hit, so 20 actually needed to recover from her injuries. 8 8 started growing to a good size. 1 second, my cat. Sorry for the cat. My cat was in the room, and I closed the door so there wouldn't be any background noise. But he wasn't liking it. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So I started growing back to a normal size because she wasn't being fed enough to grow up, because they were still in a small they weren't in a very high fighting arena, and having that many drones is cost a lot of money. Also, I want you to name the ship, not like the ship as, but more so like the spaceship. Okay. Okay. So, uh, as they are, as all of them are starting to reach the point where they become queens, they fight. They put them in another battle, another 4 battles, all of them winning. And as the 5th one begins, this, they are they are put it up against 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 all against Praetorians like them, but all of them, but there are more of them. They have more Praetorians than them, meaning that this is a battle that they cannot win. But if they do, they'll be paid so heavily that they in cash that they pop that they be that the money they'd be rich. They'd be like Jeff. They'd be like Elon. Who's Richard? They'll be like Jeff Bezos. Oh, wait, I don't know. I think Elon Musk is richer. Yeah, they'll be like Elon Musk rich. Now, sorry. Um. What happened now? Sorry. Wasn't. Yeah. All after those 4 battles, 20 became a Praetorian, as most of them are reaching their high at the high stage. 8 is a soldier, but they don't want to put 8 in this fight. 8 was pretty helpful getting the smaller enemies of her her Praetorian her Praetorian her Praetorian comrades back, as they were pretty clunky and hard to get simply because of their size. So now we are back at the fighting. They rush in with no fear, as the second the other Praetorians all simultaneously strike. They were all deceived by their eyes. The others had actually they were deceived by the eyes, as they were just there. They couldn't see because of the sand in the air that was kicked up by the initial charge. What they don't realize is their weird intersecting path actually stopped the charge from happening. As the dust went in the air, they did intersect and went around to the back. Before any of the others can realize, half the Praetorians are dead, with mutilated corpses with acid spraying. As the dust settled down, and the other and 069 and 20 are 0169 and 20 are recovering as they are preparing another attack. 20 gets jumped, and her head is sliced off. Out but 20 took that Praetorian down with a killing the other Praetorian, as their lifeless bodies fall to the ground. Zero, angered, goes to the remaining 4 Praetorians, rushes at them, and rips them to shreds. Well, except one that tried escaping. He grabs that one by the head, and it can do now. 1, 6. Sorry, someone came in the room, holding her by the head. He does his signature scream, similar to his first battle, saying that he owns this. Nothing can. He owns this now. He he roars out, which I don't understand. One of my comrades has fallen. One of a grape. I take this one from you to to replace the army. You will no longer take from us, because we will take from you. Right, right. Can you rate how good that sounded? I kinda suck at this, but I hope you like that one. Okay. Okay, I have like 5 minutes. Okay. Everyone, most of the crowd is screaming with happiness and amazement. Not only did he single-handedly kill 3 Praetorians that were equal in strength to him, or they should be. He did he did also take one, like he took 8. This one's number was 7. So now we have 016789. He holds his Praetorian by the head all the way up until they meet. They go to the enclosure. He actually has gotten used to the Praetorians. He don't see them as his captors or afraid of them. He just sees them as people who he recognizes them as trying to survive. And the way that they survive is by putting him and his team up against other xenomorph teams. So and he notices if he wins a really hard fight, his life gets better. He's not. It's not like he is a god among xenomorphs and has true intelligence. He just he's like most Praetorians. Even though he's smarter and can recognize things, that doesn't make him human or have an intelligence of a human. It just signifies that he can understand. He knows what is happening, but he does not fight it. He recognizes that the people give food to him for fighting others, and fights are few and far between. The money from most fights are enough to keep the ship up for a month at their current income rate, but they do fight quite often. In fact, because there is actually something called a breakdown period where the ships don't fight at all because the xenomorphs need to come back and and uh and cool off or regenerate their damaged bodies, or they need to restock on xenomorphs. This is called the this season. It lasts for about 2 months, but and all of these ships are paid just enough to keep up their living expenses, which means that you usually are supposed to stock up a whole lot of money before before the before the season, so you can actually pay for some uh quality healing on your xenomorphs. Oh, and their last fight signified the end of of the signified the beginning of the season, as their fight was such an extreme hit that they actually thought that that the wrestling season began, which it did. Most of the time during wrestling season, it is it is people hunt xenomorphs to recruit, and also most of the predators will hunt xenomorphs for glory, because they aren't fighting xenomorphs, so it's pretty chill. They most 169 169 have all evolved. 169, wait, it's 167 and 9 who evolved into queens. Uh, 8 8 is now finally as 8 became a soldier and is nearly a Praetorian. And I should mention this. I will not 8 will not become a queen simply because they I see them more as a as like a helper. Also because due to them not having enough food when they were younger, th- they don't have enough energy or the or the or the uh, or the nutrition average needed to become a queen, meaning that they stop at Praetorian. A Praetor, a, st- a Praetorian, but never a queen. Just needed to clear that up. Uh, Deku didn't evolve. He actually went in a. He actually has be, been been bossing around him. Even though he's a Praetorian, he they still are but scared of him, because cause the strength it need to take down 3 Praetorians is on par with the strength of a queen. 5 is more of a queen's strength, but still, he they their entire life they most of their lives, whenever he was around, it was it was either that he would would have nearly killed him and taken them as a trophy, or he originally beat them around. He and it's true, he could still beat up these queens without without batting an eye, simply because of the power that he has. He's so unnatural that 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 they have to that they fear him simply because he he was the one who made the plans to defeat the Praetorians. When it didn't work, he was the one who finished them off. He is the one who did everything. He is the one who has actually been in control. So the ship does recruit a couple more soldiers and drones, and they do put these soldiers and drones, but they put them separately, because they know that they will absolutely be shredded by these stronger opponents. And most of these soldiers and drones are soldiers and drones for life, because that's the way that they're supposed to be born. You see, when Deku's squad and the queens, they were fed royal jelly because the old queen was slowly dying. Deku wasn't fed any of this, but he ate because he ate his his former queen. He he ate his former mother as they killed her. The only reason that they found him was because he was crunching too a bit loud. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Where was I? Wait, where was I? Yeah. Uh, as it's halfway into resting season, and most of them are ready for the next battle. Deku is instructing the soldiers and drones on how they should fight. How they should fight, dividing them into teams and squadrons, saying giving them tactics depending on their opponent and how to and where weak point and vital points that they do not see. This is not because he's super intelligent and knows everything. No, this is because he has a battle experience and knows weaknesses. So he recognizes that they have no experience because they lived on a rather peaceful world. They only knew how to ambush, but not straight up battle. So as he teaches them this throughout the resting season, they get donations, not of money and food, because people really love it whenever they are fighting, whenever their ship is is on the arena or on the planet. In fact, when they get gas, people go people wherever they go, people will follow simply because of how much they love and are fascinated by this. What the? Oh, this it. Sorry, was if you I don't know if you guys heard me. Sorry if I'm very soft. Okay. What? Where were we? Yeah. Yeah. As racing season's nearly over, Deku is finally starts to evolve into a queen as as the ship thinks. They're actually pretty excited for a full squad of 4 or 5 queens. But his cocoon is actually really big. They act the predators let him out of the enclosure because he knows that he won't cause any damage. But 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 and he comes out. They think he's just going for a show. He sets up his cocoon, which is so much bigger than how high his enclosure is. It's pretty big actually. As it's the last week of resting season, they see him come out as this giant xenomorph. They think that they are wondering what the heck just happened. He doesn't have any features of the xenomorph queen. He has over 6 arms, all of them massive enough to hold a Praetorian's head. With 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 ease. He has he has he is he has 10 he has a epic looking uh this thing on their head, right? Yeah, he has like oof wait it's it's more of a it looks like a crown with 5 distinct points. He's covered He's covered in these sharp spines that you can't really see, but if you touch it without and are not like a xenomorph or have a hard armor, you will bleed. They all are covered with a poison, with a paralyzing poison agent. He 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 signals that he wants to go in the enclosure. As the predators are so baffled by his size, let me just get this out quickly. The cocoon, he's not bigger than his enclosure. I just said the cocoon needed a very big place so he could fall out of it, or else he wasn't gonna come out properly. Just something you should know. Yeah, so wait. Deku? Sorry, wait, Zero then rolls inside the enclosure as the queens, the drones, the Praetorians line up as they hear him roaring, which he's speaking. He's telling them on plans on how to defeat, on how they will fight, on how they will do things. He's so big that the queens are only half his size. They get a match against 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 12 queens. With their only 4 queens and what they have now, what they call a king, as they identify him as a male. Yes, they only realized it now. They identify him as a male, which are almost never seen. And most males are pretty powerful because in ancient history you find king xenomorphs on that would and they would all and each king xenomorph would control squadrons of queens like they were drones. It's actually said that he's actually, since he's so young, he can grow a lot bigger than you think. And the queens that follow him will also become more powerful simply because of his influence. The xenomorphs that 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 he rules over, they will be deadly as heck. A single drone under his influence could kill a Praetorian with ease. Not because not because they become super strong, because they know how to. They are that deadly. Even though it is only one drone, it will still defeat the Praetorian as if the drone were equal to the Praetorian. Okay. As they come into battle, they hear a rumble in this mega-sized arena. They see him walk out with queens following him. As he roars, he goes onto the Colosseum and climbs up the wall and then jumps, creating a shockwave. As they hear kind of laugh, they all cheer him on. As 12 queens eye them up, they charge at him. he he does a kind of cackle which is heavily distorted, and I cannot do. Oh yeah, he does a menacing cackle before slamming his tail twice, and then the queens dash and slide. They dash onto his back. One of them does. They jump off his head and go for the other queen's head as they rip it off. They use this giant the queen's head by they stick one of their hands up where their neck would be and use it as a shield, and they slice and slice. Another one rip, and the other one slices off a tail of a queen and uses the tail as if it were a saber, slicing at the other queens. 6 and 9 are the ones who do this. 7 and 1 charge in with with charge in, running on the walls and simultaneously smashing two queens' heads into each other. They rip off some of the wall in the arena and use it to bludgeon a couple queens. With only 3 queens left, he slams his tail and goes up to them. One of them tries to attack him, and he just cuts. He moves his hand, which people are confused, and the queen is in pieces. They see that essentially he moved so fast that he moved really fast, and he moved really fast as the queen turned into sliced apple pieces. Other 2 queens cower. He holds them by their heads and does his signature roar, signifying he owns them. Once again, he owns them. The crowd is cheering with happiness and glamour. How are these xenomorphs so powerful, and how are they so good at doing this? No one really knows why the ship has such a powerful crew. They want to know the secrets of how they are so strong. They don't eat, but they never tell the secret. Not cause they'll probably, not only cause you'll probably never find one of these guys. Also because they don't ever want to expose. They don't ever wanna make people wanna get their xenomorphs, because they don't just see them as a means of survival, a means of money. They see him as a creature which understands them. The reason why that they let him out is because he can understand them. He knows what they are thinking somewhat, and is calm enough to help one of them. He actually carried, as a Praetorian, he carried a tank. He carried one of the replacement ship engine all the way to the engine room and 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 follow the instructions of the Praetorian to insert to replace the old one and put in the new one. It just shows that that his power is not limited to his strength. It is also limited. It is also enhanced by his mind. The ship is upgraded heavily, and the enclosure takes up a quarter of the ship, which is now the size relative of a moon, our moon. Actually, let's just say that they are really cool people, and to make it a third of the ship is the enclosure. Uh, De- Deku rests. He Deku falls into a coma for a month as he slowly grows in size. He ga- he he will gain he gains a couple what do you call it now, a couple not that, what's it called, he gains a couple he gains two more legs. His and the spines on him grow bigger. He also gains a stinger on his. He also gains a kind of stinger. So his tail spike and split, and a stinger comes out. He also gained an ability where he could see any queen that or or creature that that he ruled over. The queens also started laying eggs. Yeah, so yeah, they also started laying eggs. You know, like queens do. They only do it for about a week, and most of the eggs are not are used. They bring in human tests. They bring in human like creatures that that don't really have a lot of life, and more xenomorphs are come. Essentially, this is where most xenomorph what you call it, xenomorph fighting ships in goes. They get the queens start making more xenomorphs. That means that is usually where uh they stop. That is where they usually become super powerful, because they have a lot of infantry. Some xeno fighting ships are used to fight in wars, but that will be in the next episode. So hope you guys enjoyed What If Deku Was a King Xenomorph Remastered. I actually enjoyed doing this, and I am actually going to be doing, as you'll see in my intro, that I will edit in. I do some gacha life. So yeah, I will that you should see I will do gacha life, and I actually think I'm gonna get into drawing so I can sketch these characters. Do mind that these characters won't be very good, and the sketches will most of the time will be pretty bad. so I just hope you don't judge. But yeah, I will be getting to sketching these characters. So at some point, I will be able to show you what they look like really what they look like. Okay, so I don't need to tell you this, but I'm just gonna say that for the sake of being a YouTuber, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and sorry if I stutter a lot. Sorry that I stuttered so much. And tell me if there's anything I need to know and what the ship's name is. Please comment on ideas and things I did wrong so I can fix it. I will. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, yes, this will not only be like just some predator things. That I mean, aliens as predators. I will also at some point introduce him to my academia. I don't ever think that I would wish. I don't know if you could I think it would there would technically be a ship, but more so an arranged marriage. Not, yeah. Let's just call it a ship. Okay. I hope you like this, and tell me if I should refer to them as numbers or give them legitimate names. If so, just tell me their names. You could also give Deku a new name, because I'm not gonna call him Deku for the rest of this because my mouth hurts from saying it. Okay, I'm joking. But you usually give him a new name when he is a new person and he's not reincarnated and he's not himself. So yeah, give a new name for everything. Oh yeah. If you are into sketching and do want to share what you think they could look like, I would I would gladly take it. Now, from the description that I give in this video. So yeah, okay, just quick anything if you want to draw how they could look. Uh, you want to take a queen xenomorph, give it like a crown like head, make sure it has these spines all over it, a veiny design. Um, the tail will have a split at the big tail at the end tail spike there'll be it can split open with a stinger that can come out. Um, I also want you. He will also have 6 arms. The top arms are the big ones, and as you go lower, the arms get smaller. He has 4 legs, two that keeps in front going frontward, 2 going to his back. He has these giant spine things. They kind of like spores, but like this. You see this thing? This is not the best pictures, but you see that thing on that Zemo's back? Yeah, he has like a kind of like a column of it. You know Godzilla's spikes, right? Take just imagine that, but with a I'd say a red hazel. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye.